Hello and welcome to Funbikes TV. My name is MJ and today I'm going to introduce you to the M2R 90R Mini Supermoto pit bike. This is the Supermoto race version of the 90R Mini pit bike, which you can find out more information by visiting funbikes.co.uk or by following the link below. Currently raced in the Bambino class in the British Mini Dirt Bike series. It's fitted with all the essentials for this format. Alloy reinforced handguards, crash bobbins, mag wheels, oil catch tank and a gripper seat to list a few of the essential features on this bike. The bike is kickstart only, no battery or electric motor to save on weight. It features a 4-speed race pattern gearbox which is semi-automatic without the clutch. The bike is super tough, designed to be raced and ridden hard. It is built to take it all. This has been a short review for the 90R Supermoto, which you can order now from funbikes.co.uk. Thank you very much for watching and let the fun begin.
Here at Whilton Mill from the British Mini Bikes. My first time in the commentary box in the British Mini Bikes paddock, loving every single second of it. Every race is a battle royale here, and there's going to be another one, pretty much guaranteed, from the Funbikes M2R Junior SM 90 Bambino class. And there's some cracking, feisty little racers in this one. Harley McCabe and Zach Weston will come out onto the circuit and run from the front end of the grid. I think there's a couple of bikes having just been recovered, so they will now make their way out onto the circuit. And they'll have an exploratory lap, of course, before coming out onto the grid. Here they come. So the next race, of course, as we mentioned, is for the Funbikes M2R Junior SM 90 Bambinos. And they will head out onto the circuit. Getting ourselves ready for a very exciting race then for the SM90 Bambino category. And it'll be a really good run for Harley McCabe and Zach Weston from the front of the grid, the number 7 and the number 35. They will go off the front of the grid. The qualification lap from Harley McCabe that put him at the front of the grid, by the way, 61.788 for the number 7. Let's talk you through that starting grid. Harley McCabe and Zach Weston are going to be on that front row of the grid in the 7 and 35 bikes. Ty O'Connor and Ty Butler will be on the second row from Nathan Ellis Ward and George Bowes. Then it is Mason Greasley and Ruby Booth on the fourth row of the grid. Thomas Bond and Joseph Mostica are going to be rounding out the top 10. Then it is young George Wood and Soren Rasmussen, Jack Newton and Ralph Croft, George Bartle and Jordan Thomas, from Harry Pell, Billy Carter, Dan Stevenson and Charlie Ward. So much talent in the British Mini Bikes paddock these days, particularly in this Bambino grid. 20 young guns. You could spot 3 or 4 of these and already there would be a good battle for the future to see which of these would get to all sorts of disciplines of motorcycle racing at the sharp end. Who knows? You're looking at the Bambino 90s and there could be a future motorcycle world champion, being in Superbikes or MotoGP or even something pretty special. Is there an Isle of Man TT winner on this grid? You never know. Green flag is up. It's down now. Let's race. Perfect start from Harley McCabe. No problem at all from Harley as he goes into that first corner and takes himself into a nice position. Good start from Zach Weston as well. He's there in second place. So Harley McCabe on the 7 bike, just taking this nicely in his stride. Is there a move for third place? Yes, there is. Good move from Ty O'Connor to get himself back in a third. A slightly sluggish start to the back. I'm afraid I didn't see who that was. Apologies. But out in front, it is Harley McCabe having a good run. Ty O'Connor has made his way up into, I want to say third, but I think it might be second already. Ty O'Connor is certainly threatening second position, but that appears to me still to be Zach Weston running in second place. And fourth position, that is Ty Butler on the 97. Round the outside, and that is indeed Zach Weston. Having gotten round the outside now, up in a second position, good move. And as they come through at the end of the lap, it is the 7 of Harley McCabe who hangs on to the advantage. Second place, that's the 35 of Zach Weston from Collymore, Butler, Bowes, Bond, Nathan Ellis Ward, Ruby Booth, Joseph Mostiger and George Wood, sorry. Here comes the move for second place. Ty Collymore going to go for it. He decides to think better of it, and Ty Butler is right there in case there's an incident.
Yeah, it's good battle brewing here for second place. Collymore at the inside. He takes the second place from Weston, and there's no retaliation.
That was a great move from Ty Collymore, and I'm starting to wonder, is there a little bit of a difficulty development for Zach Weston? He's looking a little bit tentative. His foot is very nearly down on the floor as he comes through, almost as if he's going to pull off and say, oh, I can't do it, the bike's not giving me what I need. But challenging for third, that is Ty Butler, the 97, looking for his way to get up the inside. Terrific racing from this SM90 Bambino class. Down the drop, into the right. Good speed from our leader, Harley McCabe, no problem at all. But up to second, as we mentioned, is Collymore, then it is Weston and Butler. Fourth place, George Bowes from Bond, Nathan Ellis Ward, Ruby Booth, Joseph Mostiger, and George Wood in 10th position from Croft, Newton, Rasmussen, Thomas, Pell, Carter and Bartle. A really good battle developing in the early stages.
Butler now eyeing up Weston. Be interesting to see if he can have a move down into the right-hander here. Not quite close enough. That's certainly the one to keep an eye on at the minute.
Back up on the throttle, down towards Ashby. Down towards Parker through the left-hander. Then down into Chapman. Hold the throttle, coax it gently, then get back on the power as early as possible. That could be the difference between second and third. No problem at all for the man out front. Still absolutely loving life. And really having a great race at the moment. They're in second place, chasing down Harley McCabe. McCabe has already come through on a 60.7. They get so far wide up to that barrier as they come out of the final turn. Collymore is second from Weston and Butler. Fifth place, George Bowes. Nathan Ellis Ward has now moved up into second place past Thomas Bond, with Ruby Booth, and Joseph Mostiger still in the mix.
Yep, Collymore starting to look quite comfortable in second now as this battle develops into third. As up the inside goes Ty Butler. That's the way Collymore did it, and he's did it himself. Ty Butler takes third place off Zach Weston.
That's a really nice move. He had planned that one for quite some time and managed to make his dive through on the inside. So that was nicely done. McCabe is just cutting through this traffic perfectly at the moment. No problems at all from his side. But up into that second place, that's obviously changed the mentality a little bit there from the number 97 of Ty Butler as he tries to get himself further out in front of Zach Weston.
Yes, can Weston retaliate now and get back at him, or will Butler go after Collymore in second place? Let's have a look. We got 4 laps remaining in this one.
There's a slow bike that they're trying to lap, but that's okay. You have to learn on the job in this particular championship. So second position is now 3 riders effectively, Collymore, Butler and Weston, and they're all running very evenly, but Weston might be able to get under their skin if he can just start to hassle. In through the corner, in through the turn. And this is still a very good run indeed for the second place man. Ty Collymore in front of Ty Butler. Through into the left-hander, back onto the main straight again. This could go very well indeed for the number 8 of Collymore. Ty Collymore riding very well at the moment with 3 laps to go at the end of this one. Third position, that is still Zach Weston trying to get one over on him, but he just doesn't seem to have the pace as we now have just 3 laps to go.
Let's have a look at that gap between Collymore and Butler. It's a second. It's extended slightly from that last lap, which looks like Collymore's going to hold that to the end of the race. Weston's still down in 4th, Bowes in 5th, Nathan Ellis Ward comes through in 6th, and Bond holds 7th.
Just trying to picture where Harley McCabe is in relation to this battle for second place, and I think that's a change for position, isn't it? That's the 97 now tagging onto the back of the 8 once again, but Weston has definitely lost some ground. He's there behind the back marker. Meanwhile, out of the final turn, Harley McCabe is about to go into his penultimate lap. Having a great run, Harley McCabe. He went through in a 102.055. So So that was quite a gingerly lap by his standards. Out of that final turn comes the man in second place. Oh no, that is McCabe. My apologies. McCabe comes through. Then there is a bit of a gap. Then we've got Collymore, Butler, Weston. So Collymore comes through. Butler does the same. Zach Weston.
Yes, Collymore extends his lead by another 0.3. This looks to be our top 4, provided there are no mishaps. The last lap board is being prepared.
Yeah, these guys are not silly. They'll know they can score good championship points if they come home second or third, rather than throwing the whole thing away altogether. If they genuinely feel that the McCabe is what I meant to say. The McCabe Meister out front is doing a fantastic job out front. He's got a massive advantage, actually. 9 seconds now. He's just cruising out front. Look at him. That Italian insignia on his helmet. Harley McCabe just doing an absolutely spectacular job, riding out in fantastic style. Oh, a little bit loose there in the 90 Bambino, but keeping it together. He gets the last lap board into Oblivion and into Crook. McCabe doing well on the 7 bike. Collymore still trying to stay with, but that gap is pretty big now. Third position still up for grabs as Butler has now well and truly got away from Weston. But I think it's pretty much all done and dusted at the front end. McCabe has just got to keep that bike going and bring it home.
Yes, we'll follow him now around the last lap as he picks off 1 or 2 more back markers. Going very cautious with it. I think he understands that his lead is about 10 seconds. He would have had a couple of looks over his shoulder in the last couple of laps to see if he can see Collymore, which I doubt he would be able to be honest with you. He's very tentative here, isn't he? Well, he picks off those 2 back markers.
He doesn't need to push. This is the thing. He's got 10 seconds in hand. The last thing he wants to do is start pushing and end up with a possibility of clattering into a back marker and ruining his race. He's done a very mature ride here, Harley McCabe. Out of the final turn at the heel of the boot. The checkered flag is going to come out, and it's a victory for the 7. Harley McCabe has once again proved his mettle. A really exciting run here from Harley McCabe. Second place for Tayo Collymore in front of Ty Butler. And Zach Weston is going to bring his bike home in 4th position in front of the 11 on the road. But George Bowles and Nathan Ellis Ward are in the mix there as well. I think Daniel Stevenson was somewhere in that mix. He's not showing on the timing screen, but the 11 Dan Stevenson was in that mix. Really good battle. Well, that was pretty comprehensive from Harley McCabe to get himself into a good position. So now we're going to finish off the first round of the 2 race heats per class with the South Coast Honda Ultimate Super Minis and Pit Bike Open.
A few highlights from that last race here to see. That wasn't an overtake.
So this is where Collymore really stamped his authority on the race. He got himself into a good position and just rode away. That's a lovely move from Ty Butler up the inside of Zach Weston. He was making light work of the traffic, actually, Ty Butler. And in front, though, checkered flag, no problem at all for Harley McCabe. He just sprinted to the victory there. He didn't want to have to do more work than was necessary. So the SM90 Bambinos out on the road, getting their formation laps in. And so we'll talk you through the grid again. Harley McCabe and Zach Weston from that front of the grid. Then it is Tayo Collymore and Ty Butler. Nathan Ellis Ward and George Bowes from Mason Greasley and Ruby Booth in the 4th row. And then Tom Bond and Joseph Mostica even, my apologies. George Wood alongside Soren Rasmussen, Jack Newton and Ralph Croft, George Bartle and Jordan Thomas, Harry Pell and Billy Carter, and then Daniel Stevenson and Charlie Ward. 20 riders, all bidding to finish this weekend on a high, which will take us to the next round of the championship. But what a sensational day at the races it has been here at Whilton Mill.
Yeah, once again, BMB does not let down. It's been fantastic afternoon's racing. Bit stop-start earlier on in the afternoon, but this second set of races has been phenomenal. Let's hope we can see more of the same from this. Our Funbikes M2R, junior.
So with the SM90 Bambino class and Funbikes to our junior, this is going to be an interesting one. This is where Harley McCabe hung on for a great result and managed to come home with the win pretty serenely in the end, but that does not mean he's going to get this one serenely. It's going to be a tough race, and he knows it, especially with Zach Weston on the front row of the grid alongside him. And it's all going to come from that start. But Harley McCabe is in a good zone. The bike is good. He's beaming from ear to ear. So he's in a good mode. Harley McCabe looks good, but Zach Weston is right there. Get the mechanics out of the way. Yellow flag at the back, green flag at the front. It's up in the air, it's away. Oh, a terrible start from Weston. Weston got a bit of a sluggish start, and that's going to drop him down to about 5th or 6th position. But Harley McCabe has got the start of dreams as he is out in front. No problem at all. 2nd position. That looks like a tussle already from Tyo Collymore. 97 through in 3rd. That is Ty Butler. But for Harley McCabe, it is all neat and tidy. Tyo Collymore looks like he's going to go for the lead already.
All our riders up and around Christmas corner safely. Great start from the lads and lasses. I say that, have we got?
Yes, we do. Ruby Booth.
Yes, Ruby is out in this one as well.
Is this going to be... Oh, off the road! Harley McCabe has gone off! Harley McCabe has gone off in the lead.
Does he pull off from there?
I think he pulled off. I think McCabe's got a problem. He came back on the road again. He's there in 6th position. So McCabe had an off. I think he just overshot on that first lap. I want to see a replay of that, because it looked to me as though McCabe just suddenly felt like something was going on with the bike.
Yeah, so Tyo Collymore comes through as our race leader. Ty Butler behind him, and Zach Weston in 3rd.
What a bizarre incident there for... Here we go, let's have a look at it. Race leader, look, he just went off on the grass. What was he doing?
Yeah, perhaps he did overshoot it and thought I'd better be safe than sorry, and cautious rather than bin it.
Well, now it's Collymore, Butler and Weston battling away for the victory, and Zach Weston's disappointing start is now forgotten because he's up in 3rd place, battling away with Collymore and Butler for the victory. Butler's going to try and come the long way round. Collymore's going to hold onto the inside line. Weston is not far away with the orange wheel rims on the blue machine behind them. 4th place, that is George Bowes, the 67. Keeping himself neatly in check by the look of it. And Harley McCabe is not closing in on them. He is struggling a little bit for pace. Down out of the final couple of corners then comes the leader, Tyo Collymore. Tyo Collymore looks good, he runs very deep. 97 runs tighter. Weston's going to move up in a 2nd, is he? No, he has to back out of it. George Bowes, Nathan Ellis-Ward, and then Harley McCabe. What an amazing battle this is going to turn into with 6 to go. It's Collymore, Butler and Weston with Harley McCabe playing catch-up down the order.
Support coming in for him from Craig Lewis on Facebook. Keep your comments coming, guys. We'll post as many as we can. Out in front, we follow our lead 3. Collymore from Butler from Weston. Could go anywhere out of these 3. We're yet to see a challenge for the lead, although Ty Butler was close this time. This time. What am I trying to say?
I'm not sure.
Around about this time of the lap last time round.
Contrary,
really made a pig's ear of that
contrary to what you're seeing on your timing screens, McCabe is actually running in, let me do the math here, 6th position. So he is in the top 6. Collymore is having to struggle here from Ty Butler. Butler's giving him a pressure. Weston is next up. Then it is the 67 of George Bowes.
Is it you directed?
Then it is Nathan Ellis-Ward. I think Harley McCabe is trying to come through. Oh, he's dropped down. He has dropped down to 9th place. My apologies. So Ruby Booth is in 6th. Is that the move up the inside from Weston? Nearly.
Yeah, I think he was testing the waters there, really. Not 100% sure you would have expected to go past at that point, but yeah, just testing to see where the others are braking, I think.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry, it's not on the stream, but Harley McCabe just went round the outside of Christmas to move back into 8th position on Joseph Mostica. That was a really nice little move. And now he's getting himself back up to speed onto the back of Thomas Bond. His next target after that is going to be the 6th place racer Ruby Booth. But Tyo Collymore is looking good at the moment. Is this going to be a victory for Tyo Collymore, or is Ty Butler going to get an opportunity if the two of them tangle? Zach Weston's in the box seat.
Yeah, We are at the halfway stage of this race.
Up the inside, Weston's going to have another go. He has to back out on the throttle again. Well, he's being ambitious there, isn't he? It's not the easiest place to make an overtaking move.
No, he will have another look up into Christmas, though.
They've just slapped a back marker, but Weston is closing in on Ty Butler. Tayo Collymore is being given a little bit of room out in front here as a result of that. Diving up the inside of that back marker behind them is George Bowes. Harley McCabe is now past Ruby Booth, I think. So up into 6th position has gone Harley McCabe. So whatever it was that was wrong with the bike is now no longer seemingly wrong with the bike. And he's getting up to speed once again. But the leaders are 1, 2 and 3 and they are at the boot. Tayo Collymore, Ty Butler and Zach Weston. Here they come again. Weston's got a really good run off that final turn. Can he get past Collymore and Butler? He's got to go for Butler before he can go for Collymore. They've got a slower bike in front. There goes George Bowes in 4th ahead of Nathan Ellis-Ward. And the battle for 6th position between Ruby Booth and Harley McCabe down to the braking zone for the hairpin at Christmas. All 3 of them running well.
Yeah, just passing another back marker there. Collymore still out in the lead. Ty Butler still in 2nd. Zach Weston still in 3rd. 3 laps remain of this one. Well, 2.5 now. Be interesting to see if any of them decide now is the time.
Well, the fastest rider on the circuit is Ty Butler. He's done a 1:02.364, which is just under 0.2 of a second quicker than Tayo Collymore's best lap. But the thing is, Collymore, leading the race, is able to read the traffic a little bit more concisely than Ty Butler and Zach Weston can out of the final turn. And the riders they're going to lap next are Harry Pell and the 11. I'm not sure who the 11 is. That's Daniel Stevenson. So they're going to battle away together. Butler's just set another new fastest lap, a 1:02.012.
That's what he needs to do. If he's going to keep narrowing that gap. Harley McCabe.
And now Stevenson. Oh, Stevenson causes a bit of a headache for Butler and Weston. That's a real problem. Stevenson's holding them up, and Weston's going to get second round the outside at this rate. That's gift wrap victory for Tayo Collymore, surely. It's tough to get through the traffic. You've got to make it work absolutely perfectly. And I think Tayo Collymore has got the lead he needs now to finish the race strong. And up the inside, that is a big dive on another back marker. Zach Weston is trying to get back on terms with Ty Butler, but I think it is too late. Tayo Collymore has got the lead that he just needs to control for this last lap in SM90 Bambino and Funbikes M2R Junior. And it's going to be Ty Collymore. Here he comes, last lap. Just hang on in there, Tayo.
Yeah, it looks like the battle for second is the one to watch now between Butler and Weston. That's who we're picking up now, coming out of Oblivion, up towards Christmas Corner. There's a little bit of a gap. It was only 1/10 of a second going over the line. So there could still be action on this last lap.
Here we go, knitting their way through the traffic. For Tayo Collymore, it's all fine and dandy. He leads the way. And for Butler, he's knitting his way through the traffic okay. Weston is not far away, but it's all done and dusted as far as Tayo Collymore is concerned. Weston is going to try to keep up with that man, Ty Butler. But here comes Tayo Collymore down the back straight and into the boot. Tayo Collymore is going to be a race winner. Into the boot he has gone already. Out of the final turn. Tayo Collymore is going to be a race winner. There he goes. And Tayo Collymore is victorious at Whilton Mill. Oh, brilliant run there for Tayo Collymore. He is absolutely elated. Second place for Butler, third for Zach Weston. A 4th place finish for George Bowes in front of Nathan Ellis-Ward. In front of Harley McCabe, who fights back to 5th. And Nathan Ellis-Ward with Ruby Booth in 7th position, I do believe, in front of Thomas Bond. We'll just wait for confirmation of that. Is that Ruby Booth? Yes, it is. In the 86 in front of Bond and Mostica. With George Wood in 10th position in front of Jack Newton. But what a victory for Tayo Collymore. He'll remember that one for a long time. And that was all about reading the traffic perfectly. You're looking there at the 49 of Ralph Croft. who is coming home. Let's review that moment for Tyler Collymore. That's the moment when the race opened up. Harley McCabe just drifting off the road. It was almost like he was it was almost like he was on a float schooner.
Yeah, it was a good recovery from him, back to 5th, but unfortunate to see him drop out.
That's the moment the race was won, when those two, Butler and Weston, got held up in the traffic. And that was perfect for Tyler Collymore. Thank you, boys. I'll take the win. He was absolutely ecstatic.